Okay. All right. Well, here we go, guys. Breaking news on the Hogwarts Legacy front. We're going to have a full video breaking this all down later, but I wanted to get something out to you guys quickly because, I mean, this is major news, right? Hogwarts Legacy has been delayed. This is official, 100% confirmed by Avalanche on all their social media. No more rumors. You can see the screenshot here. This is the image they shared. Hogwarts Legacy is now scheduled to release on Friday. We'll talk about that briefly. Friday, February 10th, 2023. Take a look at the platforms because we have some other news there. They do list PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Steam, and the Epic Game Store. So, well, first let's start with the good news. It looks like PS4 and the Xbox One folks are not going to be left behind. It looks like you will be getting the game on that date as well. The bad news, if you look at the text down there at the very bottom, the Nintendo Switch launch date will be revealed soon. So, I mean, this confirms that it's going to be a different date, right? Otherwise, they would just announce it now. It's almost certainly going to be releasing later, is my expectation. I continue to ask, guys, as soon as I find out something, I will make a post about whether or not the Switch is a cloud version or not. It's so funny. Anytime I talk about that, it's like completely divided. Some people are so convinced that it's absolutely, I mean, it's obviously the cloud version. Are you kidding me? And some people are so convinced, what? There's a box on Amazon. Of course it's the physical version. So we shall see whether or not it's a physical version or whether it's a cloud version. Honestly, like this news today actually pushes me more toward the direction that it is indeed a physical version, because otherwise, you know, why would it need to get pushed back if it's just a cloud version? Because that, I mean, that's much more easy. You don't have to build one, a completely separate version for the game. It's just, you know, running through the cloud instead. So the fact that the Nintendo Switch version is going to release at a different time, I think that does indicate that it's very likely that that will be kind of its own version. How it's going to run and how it's going to perform, I don't know, remains to be seen. Now, let's talk about this because I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed. A lot of you are going to be frustrated, and I get it. Trust me, I do. I didn't make a full video about this, but some of you have seen me posting on Twitter and responding to some other people. And then I was on with Podcast Now a couple nights ago talking about this. And, you know, I had the video up about Quidditch and how I am reporting that it's going to not be playable in the game. That has not been officially confirmed, but I'm reporting it, that I have heard from people behind the scenes, multiple sources close to the project, that it is not going to be in the game. Well, one of those sources also told me several weeks ago that this game was highly, highly, highly unlikely to make it out in 2022. So I didn't make a video on it because, you know, I usually like to try and get that double confirmation if I can. But I did start telling some people on Twitter and saying, look, guys, I'm kind of hearing that it's probably not going to make it out this year. So I've had a little more time to prepare myself than a lot of you probably hearing it just now for the first time. So I have had a little more time to prepare. Let's focus on the positive. The positive is they put a specific date on it. They put an exact date on it. And my hunch is that I would expect that Chandler Wood and the marketing folks, they probably begged for this. They probably begged for, like, please, if we're going to delay it, please let us at least be able to put a firm date. Because can you imagine the difference today if this is just delayed to 2023? Man, I mean, that would be a much harder pill to swallow if it was just delayed indefinitely and they put no date on it at all other than like the nebulous 2023. So at the very least, we're getting a specific date, February 10th, 2023. Now, I did say I want to talk about the fact that this is on a Friday. So WB typically likes to release their games on Tuesdays. Now, I'm not going to say this confirms, but I think this is a strong indicator that those early 72-hour early access rumors are true and that is going to be part of the collector's edition, which would then make it so that it's going to release on the 7th, Tuesday the 7th, for folks who pre-order that edition, whatever it may be. Now, just to be clear, that's pure speculation at this point based off some things we've found on the website. That is not confirmed yet. And again, I'm putting this video out very shortly after this announcement, so I don't know if they have anything else planned for the rest of the day. I'm kind of surprised that it came just as more of a post. I thought maybe whenever they did give the date announcement, we might get something else. Maybe it's going to make an appearance at whatever PlayStation's next big conferences. There keeps being rumors that that's going to happen pretty soon. So, we'll see about that. But the big story here is that it's been delayed. Now, also to try and keep things positive for those of you who are, understandably upset and disappointed, I don't think this is a cause for concern. And some people are going to hate me for saying that and go off on tangents relating to that. But the person who told me about the likelihood of a delay also assured me that, hey, look, they're in the bug fixing phase. They're in the polishing phase. They're not adding anything else on. So I don't want people to think this is not them delaying it because there's something majorly wrong, or they're trying to add in playable Quidditch, or 7 years and careers, and nothing like that. I do think they're close to the finish line, and I do think it's a matter of getting the game in as polished of a state as they possibly can for that release. And look, I hate talking about Cyberpunk. I really do, guys. I really do. People always want to bring up Cyberpunk. Anytime anything in the video game industry happens, it's like it always connects back to Cyberpunk somehow. It drives me crazy. But from what I've heard, the people I've talked to, and just, reading the tea leaves around the industry, I think it's pretty clear that I don't think anyone can deny that Cyberpunk and the way that game was launched, the bugs, how it was, the patches, the updates, the companies they worked with that helped them throughout that bug fixing. I mean, there are lawsuits over this, guys. You could look up these lawsuits that have been filed as a result of Cyberpunk releasing in the state that it released in. So I think this has truly had an impact on the industry and the devs behind the scenes in terms of being extra careful, even more so than, I don't know, it's hard to say normal because video games change so quickly. Like when I was growing up, it's like, what was a patch, Yes, I'm dating myself there again, I know, but it's like you released the game and that was it. Like you had to make sure that it was in a good enough state to run and be a complete game. And then things, as patches started coming available, you could make a game go gold and then have a huge day one patch. In fact, most games do still have these huge day one patches where even major parts of the game are patched in that update. So it's funny how the industry has rapidly changed with those types of things. But again, Cyberpunk, I think, really did represent a point of things are changing again, and developers are being way more careful now, which, yes, we have to wait a little bit longer. But if this results in us getting a more complete game, a game that runs better on day one, then I'm okay with that. I trust me. I thought early December. Oh man, I thought that would have been a perfect release window for Hogwarts Legacy. December 6th. That would have been a perfect date. As I forgot that I have those on. I'm used to those on stream, but when I'm recording this, we're just going to roll with it. We're not even going to edit it out. This is a pure, what's the word? Candid video, Normally everything's highly edited. I've got all the footage of the game and stuff running. No, this one is just, you're getting my natural reaction immediately after hearing this. So we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on things for the next few days, the next few weeks. Hopefully they do not go dark after this. I mean, hopefully they keep up with the regular updates, because if they go dark again, Chandler, don't you guys do it. Don't do it, please. As my voice cracks as I say that, please do not do it, because then that is when people will really start hitting the panic button. Right now, I think everyone will be, February 10th. That's early February. It's not late into the year. It's not even late into the month of February. We were in our heads, we were thinking December anyway. So, December, January, February. 2 months. 2 months off of what everyone was hoping and expecting. So while I'm disappointed we won't be able to play it this holiday, my hopes remain high, guys. Stay positive. Try and keep it positive. It's okay to voice disagreements, to voice your concerns. Feel free to do that in the comments. You guys always do a great job. The community we're building here is fantastic. How respectful you guys are with one another. And just try and be respectful of the folks at Avalanche as well, because I'm sure a lot of them are disappointed today. This is not the announcement they wanted to go out. Trust me, they want to be done with the game. They want us to have it in our hands and to be playing it. But more than anything, they want it to be a good game, which is what we all want. So stay tuned for more Hogwarts Legacy. If you guys are not already subscribed, make sure you do that, and you will stay up to date on all the latest Hogwarts Legacy news, theories, discussion. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.